This video is a leak test and repair of one of my dry suits. In this case, it's a Hollis BioDry FX100 that's getting my left foot wet while diving. And we're going to start by folding over the wrist seal, putting a couple of blocks on there with a clamp to keep the pressure in when we inflate the suit. And we'll go ahead and do that with both wrist seals. And then the next seal is the same basic process. You just need a longer set of blocks. You just fold it over and clamp it between the two blocks. And you'll see later in the video that I actually added additional clamps to the next seal just to make sure it holds the pressure. And you also want to make sure you screw down your dump valve. So now you can see we've got both the wrist seals clamped, and we're going to be focusing on the left foot. The problem was a wet left foot after a dive, so we know the problem is somewhere in that region. So that's going to be the focus. And of course, to do the test, we're going to go ahead and put pressure inside the suit. And then we're going to be using a light soap solution sprayed on the seams to look for the leaks. And I'll accelerate this inflation process quite a bit and skip over a lot of it just to save time for you. And once we get the pressure in there, we can see that there's no obvious problems anywhere else. And again, this is the Hollis BioDry FX100. It's a nice flexible suit. It's been a real workhorse for me. I've been very happy with it. It's a little bit challenging when you have to do a repair though. But let's go ahead and take a look at this lower left foot region and see if we can find a leak. And again, we're going to be using a soap solution as a spray. And also, I'm going to skip over some of this, won't make you wait through it. I started with all the seams on the boot. They all checked out just fine. The boot seemed to be in very good shape. So I decided to start moving up the seams along the side. So starting from the boot seam, and you can see here the first bubble shows up on the outside of the left ankle seam. So I started focusing on that area, saw a second leak show up, and put a little more pressure in the suit, and sure enough, we've got 3 total bubbles coming through now. And now I'll just put a quick measure on it so we can work on it from the inside when we turn it inside out. And it looks like it goes from about the sock seam to about 5.5 inches up the outside seam of the ankle. Now you can see up here at the pocket seam, there's a factory repair that was done before I even got the suit. And if we follow this seam all the way down, it looks pretty good, honestly. But the way they have to build these suits is they're stitching together this flexible waterproof fabric, and then they have to seal it from the inside with this tape. And these seams can act like channels, so it can make it a little difficult to find. But I can see right here at the cross stitch with the boot, it looks a little suspect, and there's another area about 5 inches up. To be on the safe side, I'm going to coat the entire length of this seam with Aqua Seal, which is my favorite repair adhesive. I won't be using a hardener because we want to maintain flexibility and we're not in a hurry. And now you can see the Aqua Seal is freshly applied from the boot seam all the way up to that factory repair at the pocket seam. And I was pretty generous down there at the cross stitch, and this is the next day. It's all nice and dried out, you can see. And the cross stitch for the boot or the sock has excellent coverage, and it looks like we've also got excellent adhesion all the way up to the pocket stitch. And this suit should be ready for testing. So we're going to turn it inside right and reinflate it again. And just like before, I'm going to skip over quite a bit of this and accelerate it as well so you don't have to wait. And once we've got a good pressure in there, we're ready to retest that same area. And we're going to do the same process. We're going to use the light soap solution spray. And I'm going to use a generous amount to make sure we don't miss anything. Looks like we've got a very good fix here. No air coming through. So we're done. If this video helped you out, please do give a thumbs up and subscribe for future videos. And to help anybody else trying to solve this problem, please do share this video. Thanks for watching.